are live. What's up, everybody? How are you doing? How are you doing? And welcome to the Chapman Show. I am your host, Joel Chapman, aka the Little Juggernaut. And as always, I want to have a good show, a good podcast, and the biggest art premieres in history. Today, we have a very special guest, Sheena. Man, she does a little bit of everything. She's fought pro MMA, she's fought pro kickboxing, Bare Knuckles FC. She's a coach. She's a manager. She's a cut woman. She's pretty much done it all. I mean, I've known this woman for years. She is a very, very good ambassador for women MMA, period. So, give it up for my buddy. Give it up for Sheena. What's up, Sheena? Doing? We are
I'm living the dream in the great north.
living a dream in the great north. Where do you actually live at up north?
I live about 35 minutes south of the Mackinac Bridge. So it's a little town. It's called Gaylord, Michigan. So
Oh, I know where.
Alpine.
Oh, I know
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Gaylord.
it's an Alpine metropolis. Yeah, it fucking snows here. That's what we got.
Good. How bad is it right now?
Actually, it's been pretty warm the past couple days, and it's been raining. So like all the snow, it's like a big mushy soup bowl outside at the moment.
Oh, okay. Now you are like a jack of all trades. Like you've done MMA, you've done pro boxing, you've done pro kickboxing, you've like been a promoter, you've managed, you've been like the cut girl, you've referee, you've done like literally it all. What is your favorite?
For you.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Yeah, like we are kind of like equivalents to each other in like the martial art game. Isn't that kind of weird?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, I mean, it's just, a coach told me something, I'm trying to remember the fucking words now, something about people that are multidimensional
Uh-huh.
in the sport, whether it's competing in other sports or working in different aspects of the sport, that they, tend to do better. More, they're more of a asset, I guess, if that makes sense without sounding completely arrogant, with pertaining to yourself or myself or anything, but not many people can do that. Not many people can be so multidimensional and just totally jump around, be able to do everything and do it successfully and do it professionally and do a good job, so.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So what do you actually like to do more? Because, as a fighter, as a promoter, as a matchmaker, I've done all that other stuff too.
Yeah.
Like, what makes you happy out of doing all those jobs? Because you do a lot.
Yeah, I think my favorite out of all of it is it's got to be cut man. It's got to be working the corners. It's the moments before a fighter goes to battle. I'm in there. I'm wrapping their hands. Maybe if I can say something or just have like that calmness that maybe will bring a little bit of peace to them. And also during their fight too. I've saved a lot of fights. Because of cuts or swelling or anything, and just being able to be there and support. I mean, these are like my colleagues, my people. You know what I mean? Just be there, support, help them out. It gives me a greater feeling of self-worth and importance. Really helping that fighter get to the next round and helping them. Through their fight. That's the most rewarding for me.
That makes sense. Now, because I coach too, and of course I've cornered people like a lot, I get so nervous. I get more nervous than when I actually fight. Is it the same with you? Do you actually I get more nervous when I corner people than actually when I fight myself. How do you feel and how does that translate to you?
If anything, I really don't. I mean, it depends on who it is. Like if I got like a significant other, or someone I'm intimate with, or boyfriend or whatever, I'm gonna be fucking nervous because of course I know what can happen in there. I know that major injuries can happen. I've seen a fucking ton of them myself. But as far as all that, I don't really get nervous for them. I can feel their nervous energy, but I just kind of combat it with either my humor or my calm energy, and I don't really feel as nervous for them, or even during the fight. I just have like this calm, collected demeanor, and I really think that's what helps me do that job a lot better too, because I'm not nervous. I'm not shaky. I'm not, I'm just like, I'm calm and collected and, focused and, no anxiety ever really, I mean, even on these big stage shows too, like, I got boom cameras and stuff like looking at me, exactly what I'm doing and everything. And, that's, that'll give me a little anxiety sometimes because there's so many people that want to critique you and point out any little thing you may do differently than them or whatever. But I haven't got that, but my stupid mind always thinks that shit because of internet trolls and crap, but I do a good job, so I just gotta have a little bit more confidence, I guess.
Now, speaking of that, like, I'm a top fan on BJPen.com and TMZ, and man, like, I go to war with trolls all the time. I'm kind of a troll myself. Now, what do you think about? Because we live in an age where, like, everybody just sits out at the couch and, like, judges people. Like, do you think that's a good thing? Do you think that's a bad thing? Like, this isn't really something I've talked to anybody else about, but I feel like I can kind of talk to you about, like, what do you think about, like, trolls? Just that's kind of like the age we live in. Like, how do you even feel about that? They piss me off sometimes, but I feel like they need it.
It's crazy because, like, 9 years ago, I mean, not less than 9, we didn't have this keyboard hide behind a screen type of confidence. We never really had to deal with that shit, At first, it bothered me because, I always wanted, everybody to like me, and I wanted, everybody to be cool with me. Just some people are just not like that. And then, I just kind of adapted to it, and I just like, some of these people, they're just, I just pity them. And that's what I took from that. Like, I'm not gonna be pissed off at you and let you get under my skin and all of that. I'm just gonna feel sorry for you for being a shitty human, or being ignorant as hell, or just ignore them. We get them all.
I get you. I feel like it's almost a good thing when you have those trolls because it's people. They're talking about you, regardless of they're talking to you.
I get a lot of them. Oh yeah, a lot of them. With all the shit that I've done, like with like my MMA record, she don't deserve this and she don't deserve that, and oh, she's working there now, and oh, you suck, and you must have fucked your way up there. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm better at all this shit, and all you motherfuckers have been doing this shit 15, 20 years, you dumb motherfuckers. Fucking stupid fucking cunt. There's a reason I go to work at all the places and do all this shit I do. Because I do a fucking good job. I'm not a fucking dumb cunt. And I do what I say I'm going to do. You know what I mean? I do a good job at it.
You do.
Words are free. Fucking actions fucking speak a lot, And, hey.
Okay.
That's where we're
now,
at.
You are off the chain. Okay, it's something I definitely have to ask you about. What made you make the Hillary Clinton cunt shirt? Like, I don't usually touch politics, because like that's such a.
It wasn't even politics with that. Here, let me explain that. I've explained it a couple times, but it's been a mix. This is like way back in April, but I took that my first bare knuckle fight on last minute, super last minute. We're talking like a week and a half, which is pretty last minute for a really large organization like that, for anybody. I don't care who the fuck you are. And I don't have time to collect sponsors. I don't have time to get t-shirts, put fucking logos on shit and get a banner and all this. Well, just recently I just got done at a charity event for veterans. Well, one of the people on the board of this veterans charity was a former Navy SEAL. He's a Navy SEAL veteran. He worked her detail. And he hated Hillary. I mean, everybody knew he hated. I mean, constantly, oh, fucking cunt, this and that. Oh, and all the military, the Benghazi scandal, and their fucking brothers getting slaughtered, all sorts of shit. I mean, just this guy. I'm like, you know what? I don't got time for all this. I'm gonna do this shirt. I'm just gonna like, hey, it's gonna be for you guys. Hey, I'm gonna be on pay-per-view, y'all. All right, here. Why don't we just do it up big? So I called up our favorite t-shirt apparel guy, well, mostly a lot of people's favorite here in Michigan. I won't connect him to the shirt because he doesn't want to be connected because he's starting a new business and shit. But we all know his name, Mr. Yeah. Every we know him.
I don't know.
Yeah, right. So, anyways, I basically called him up and said, hey, I need the sleeveless rash guard. and it's got to say Hillary Clinton is a cunt in big fucking white letters on the front of it. And then I had the other sponsor, which is a boyfriend, fucking Terry, and his shop went on the back, and I'm like, dude, and it was like literally 2 days before I flew out, and I just fucking, he put it together real quick, and I stopped at his house, and I picked it up at his house on my way to the fucking airport.
Wow.
And yeah, it was just like it was just like that. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm just gonna wear this for my military friends over here. And I walked out with it, and holy shit, was that popular in the South? Oh my god, I was taking selfies with babies, and like I couldn't even go pee. I had Kevin Smith escort me back and forth. I didn't pay for any alcohol.
Oh my god.
And the next day, top trending on Twitter, there was 3 things. Number 1 was Artem Lobov and Jason Knight, their first fight.
Yes.
Where
wow.
They had a fucking bloodbath. Number 2 was my stupid fucking shirt. And then number 3 was a UFC something. So.
Well, I guess it worked, right?
It was pretty smart because I got some big sponsors out of that for my next one, and my fan page went through the roof. I mean, I got Ted Nugent sharing I was a meme. I got Ted Nugent sharing shit. People all over every single fucking military site and crap. Just, it was, oh man.
Well, okay. I'll rewind a little bit. I heard you say something about boyfriend. Was it like being an MMA female in such a male-dominated, orientated sport like that? I mean, do you have dudes like all up in your inbox, like, or is it hard to actually date being a girl in the sport as deep as you are?
Sometimes. I mean, it was really difficult at first. Years ago, coming up in the sport, I mean, especially working. Working positions at events, being a female. I mean, that was back when Dana White said females would never be in the UFC, And for the most part, it was, I mean, in my experience, I would attract, like, the fetish type of guys. Like, oh my God, I would just, like, want to be with that, but you can't be more badass than them because it makes them more inferior as a male. So, it's actually pretty difficult. Like when you do this and, you're kind of like a badass, you can't have a weak man. You have to have a very strong, confident man. If you don't, then you'll make them feel inferior, like they're less of a man, and then they cheat on you with a fucking basic ass bitch, or, they'll be in their inbox and all sorts of shit, And you'll have some guys like like other fighters and fighter boys that'll hit on me or express interest, and I just always stayed away from that. I did that one time with Dutton a long time ago, and he was a blind cheating bastard. But he was bad. He had like 3 lives. I don't know. He had mental issues. He apologized later. I forgave him, so I'm not gonna bash him on here. But don't lay where you play. You know what I mean?
Understand.
And don't overcomplicate shit. And I just after that point, I just kept everything professional with everywhere I went. You know what I mean? I'll go travel with Tony Lopez, and I'll coach him, and we'll share a hotel room.
Oh wow.
His wife trusts me. His wife trusts him. I respect his marriage, and and he's a respectful guy. It's like it's all professional. It's like there was not. I mean that guy. He never not one advance or anything because he's not a piece of shit. You know what I mean? He's married. He's got kids. He's just fucking awesome dude, and I love him. And I love his family. And I love his wife.
I like him too. I'm a big fan, but he won't even accept my friend request on Facebook, man. That hurts. Like I sent him one a long time.
Is he full?
I think so. I've hit him up a couple times, but he doesn't know who I am in his defense. He doesn't know who I am. I'm just a fighter / fan. So I know who he is though.
He's a good guy. He's probably got him full. Tony Lopez got a lot of people that fucking follow him. Especially, you know how it is. Remember how it would going to a fight, And then, that Sunday morning you wake up and you check your notifications and you got 30 new friend requests.
Yep.
Okay, and we all know Tony fights like every fucking weekend. Could you imagine his friend requests? Like, he's probably full, Joel.
I understand. And not too long ago, I seen online, and I was kind of cracked up laughing. You were interviewing, or you were talking to Felony online. You were like, I'm not your type. I gotta I shaved my bush and all this other stuff. What was that about?
I dick checked him in fucking Tampa for talking shit outside the venue. I was like, bah! Fucking snap it real quick. No, Felony, if anybody's followed Charles Felony Bennett, or if you know him over the years, he will constantly preach that he don't like to fuck bitches that are over 35 years old, and he likes it when women have a bush. It's so gross. That's what, I don't know, I think he's for real too. He's for real. That just ain't a gimmick, or no, that's the shit. So, so when like he went to go flirt, I'm just like, ew, why you doing that? All right, boom, and then I started just talking shit back, because I'm inappropriate as hell too, so I don't give a shit.
I know. I'm loving this podcast. This is like the most savage podcast I think I've ever had so far.
It's just real shit, Joel. It's just real shit, Joel. You know what I mean? Like I can be myself on these podcasts now. Like back in the day, I think after this last bare knuckle fight, because I did so many of these, like I feel so comfortable. I feel comfortable, and I can just like totally be myself. Just like this, if me and you were hanging out in person, I'd be talking to you the same way I am right now. And it makes it genuine.
I know. A long time ago, I remember you unfriended me because you said I posted too much sexual stuff. Yeah.
Oh, bad. Posted some raunchy ass shit, and you was tagging people. You was tagging people like, what's your favorite position on a Tuesday while eating chili with this race of person with this something? What are your feelings? And I'm like, oh my god, yuck.
To be
I think I was having like a bad weight cut or a bad. I was like, Joe, you're too much for me today. I just can't. Now that was a while ago. Now they got an unfollow button, but I mean, you're better now. You're better now.
Oh yeah.
I was pretty nasty.
When I was younger, I was off the chain. I've definitely calmed down. Like when you a younger guy, we in our primes a little bit younger, so I was a little bit off the chain. I've like
a little bit.
Yeah, I was up there right now. Now I'm about like right here. So no problems. I seen that you actually the last bare knuckles, or maybe the one before, you took a picture with Wanderlei Silva. So from what I hear, the event is going to be in February. Like the next event is going to be, I don't want to really announce because I don't know if they publicly announced where it's going to be at, but I know where it's going to be at in Florida.
It's probably going to be in Miami or Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, I think Fort Lauderdale. Now, is he fighting on that next card, or do you have any idea who's going to be the main event, or are you fighting in that?
No one is really official yet for the February event. I don't know if Wanderlei is going to fight. I don't know if he's going to be doing fighter relations. As we all know, Anthony Romo Johnson's going back to the UFC. He's currently the fighter relations guy, the face. Wanderlei had a wonderful time, loves bare knuckle. I don't know if he's going to come in and take one fight and then, still and grow with the company. I don't know if he's just going to be the fighter relations guy. I don't know until Boss Man, basically tells the world, because it's all bounced around right now and everything. And I love Wanderlei. I seen him in he coached Gabby Garcia when I had my pro debut.
Oh, Gabby Garcia is a beast.
And that fucker remembers everybody. Come up, he's like, Hardy Quinn! And I'm like, yeah! You got a great memory, bro. That was like 2017. Holy shit. Fuck, you ain't got hit a lot in the head. You got a great memory. That's great to see you. How the fuck you been? Oh, I'm so happy to see you. And I'm like, fuck, I'm happy to see you. Brazilian ass too. Great to see you. He's hilarious. I love him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Fernando, he's there too. And the Brazilians, man, I don't know. I fucking love them.
So out of curiosity, because of course bare knuckle is like climbing fast. Do you think it's actually going to be able to compete with the UFC one day, or you think it's not going to ever get to that level? Like, what what do you think? Just period. Like, it seems like it just kind of came out of nowhere. And I mean, I'm not. They're two different sports, two completely different sports.
Oh, absolutely.
But like, what's your thoughts about how fast it's growing?
It kind of, my thoughts are, it kind of reminds me of how the UFC started. The very same way. This is illegal. We're not going to have this. This is a blood sport. This is brutal. One state made it legal, and then it started moving on, and the rest of them caught on. I believe bare knuckle is going to be the same way. I do believe that bare knuckle, with it being how it is and the attention of certain people it's drawing from, yeah, I do think it will pertain to different fans and also the same fans that the UFC has. I do believe it can be competitive with the UFC, when pertaining to popularity and everything. It's going to take a little bit of time, but right now the UFC, they're at a plateau. They're at a plateau right now. All they have is whoever they have advertising, and they are, starlighting it at their promotion. They were doing pretty bad a couple of years ago, and then they brought in female MMA, which I think really fucking saved them for a while, saved their marketing, especially with, Ronda Rousey and her popularity and everything like that. So, they can have little spin-off TV shows and Ultimate Fighter and all this other stuff, but, there's nothing more to come of it, Bare knuckle, we're adding different rules, we're adding different rounds, we're adding more judges, we're adding, there's so many things that they can do to constantly evolve it, constantly change it, and, it's great. It's great. It's back and forth. I could go back and forth all day. Well, this, well, that, well, this, well, that, So, yeah, to answer your question.
Now, you actually brought up women's MMA. Now, a lot of times, it freaks people out when people see, like, I think I'm not hitting on you by any means, but I think you're an attractive woman, Like,
thank you, Joe.
You're very welcome. But sometimes it's hard to watch attractive people get beat up like in bare knuckles or UFC or anything. So what type of marketing plan do you think that bare knuckles will kind of have? I can see that the UFC, they kind of market the more prettier girls. They use like sex to sell. Do you think that bare knuckles will have that same kind of philosophy when it comes to marketing? Or do you think that they just might like market to more like of a savage type of butch type of chick? Like, what do you think? How do you think the marketing is going to cross over in bare knuckle compared to the UFC marketing?
Well, bare knuckle right now, they treat all the females the same. Really, it's they don't really market them as the Barbie doll type sex sells type deal right now, like Helen Portella. Very beautiful girl. They don't market her that way. They don't, ask her to do photo shoots in fucking lingerie and, and sexy tight poses and all that. No. They share photos of her, punching people in the face, which is just absolutely amazing. Britain Hart, another female in bare knuckles. Very beautiful girl. If you've ever, you ever go look at Britain Hart's Facebook, she could be a fucking model, and she's very, very attractive. But with Feldman, he's not there to sell tits and ass. He's there to sell fights. He's there to sell entertaining fights. He's there to sell violence and this very entertaining blood sport. You know what I mean? He's very respectful to women, which I really, really adore that. About him. Constantly posting on Facebook, his love for his fiance and all this other stuff. Very respectful dude. He's not out there, trying to expose females that way just to, get the marketing. He's letting them do it with their talent and their skill, and that's the direction he's going. I don't think he feels that he needs his girls to pose burlesque to, market themselves, because we're savages.
I know. It takes a different type of female to even step in there to fight, or even dude. Period. You got to be a different type of savage to fight bare knuckle.
Right. Well, that's what he wants. He wants good female fighters that are talented, that, you know, deserve to be there. He doesn't care about the fucking tits and ass and shit, you know. I mean, if UFC wants to do it, that's fine. You know what I mean? But, you know, for all, you know, any pretty girl that's signed with the UFC, I can find one that may not be up to many standards that will beat the brakes off that bitch, but they protect them. So
that makes sense.
There's no hiding in bare knuckle. You can't hide in bare knuckle.
No,
so.
You cannot. Actually, speaking of that, I want to show you a piece. I'm going to actually give this. Yes, so I'm actually going to give that to Mr. Feldman. I'm trying to
People love that.
Thank you. Good. I'm trying to get in there. Like, I want to be a it doesn't exist yet, but I want to be a memorabilia artist. I want to have people sign stuff like that and sell that stuff, you know. Like, I think that's and give part of it to the company, part of it to me, part of it to charity. I think that would be a good idea. So I'm getting ready to.
That's wonderful.
I'm getting ready to try to kiss some Feldman booty and all types of other promotions booty. You know how that is sometimes.
Have you seen Chris Gunsman?
No.
I think that's how you say his name. He's a painter. He doesn't do exactly what you do.
Okay.
You guys are totally different, unique. But he does paintings.
Oh, okay.
Of these, he did one of Jason and Artem, and he also paints all of the boxing gloves for the Bare Knuckle Hall of Fame in Belfast, New York, with faces of the Hall of Fame inductees. And yeah, he's another combat sport artist. You guys are different. You both belong. But I just didn't know if you'd seen any of his work in particular. So, you know, maybe check it out.
I will definitely check it out. Okay, we got to wrap this one up. I got another interview very, very soon. But is there any sponsors, anybody you want to thank? Period. Just anybody?
No, I got a couple of Bearding for Autism Awareness. Brian Tyler, his guys always helped out. You know, with leading up to my fights, Combat Sport Insiders, which is a great media outlet. They have the only Knucklepedia, which is basically like a Tapology, but for bare knuckle fighters. So you can go on their Knucklepedia on combatinsiders.com. Look at all your favorite bare knuckle boxers, fighters. Look at their record, how they stack up, all that stuff. They got a great website over there. Check it out. And B2 Fight Series. They are kind of like an alliance or a syndicate of multiple mixed martial arts promotions here in the Midwest and towards South and on the East Coast. That you know, they just it's like a nice big support hub and everybody working together, which is pretty fucking rare for any MMA. But it's pretty refreshing to see. I like it. And my mom watches my kids, so I can go do all this superhero shit. So if it wasn't for my mommy, then I wouldn't be me. So I love you, Mom. And hey, I gotta thank my mama. I gotta thank Jesus. No, I'm just playing. All right.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Sheena. Whenever you have a fight announcement, I would love you back on the show.
I'm waiting to get one. I'm hoping that this fucking cunt Ashley Gambino Gollum-looking bitch accepts this fight with their fat ass. You know who they are, right? Trav Gambino and his fucking wife with the big ear. She goes and like shadow boxes on Fremont Street. And I mean, she's a pro boxer. I'm beat the brakes off her. Maybe I'll make her head swell up enough so her fucking ears match it. This potato head looking ass bitch. But yeah.
Okay, I'm literally going to make a clip out of what you just said, and I'm gonna post that. So yeah.
All right, do that.
Okay, I will.
All right, I gotta go pack for Glory. I gotta go work there tomorrow. I gotta leave like 5 o'clock in the morning. I gotta sleep.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Sheena. Get some rest. Have fun at Glory. That's awesome. I'm so jealous. And yeah, until next time.
Foreigners are great.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. They will ask you anything. Anything. They're they're not shy.
Oh my god. All right, well, have a good one, Sheena. I'll talk to you soon.
I will.
All right, bye. That was Sheena. She is definitely off the chain. Very fun personality. She's done it all. Reffed, promoted, match made. I mean, cut woman, fighter. She's fought for bare knuckles. She's fought for MMA. She's fought for promotions overseas. That woman pretty much does it all. Once again, if you have not subscribed to the Chapman Show, subscribe. We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, The Chapman Show, period. Thank you very much for watching. And also, I would love to give a shout out to my sponsors at the end of this podcast. So just keep on watching. Thank you very much. And until next time.